some real relief for Manchester United fans. In the last hour, they finally agreed a deal with Brentford for the signing of Bryan Mbeumo. They've gone backwards, they've gone forwards, they've gone backwards, they've gone forwards. Finally, the deal is agreed. I'm joined by Dharmesh Sheth. Dharmesh, what else can you tell us about this one?
Yeah, it looks like the saga is close to coming to an end. This started about 6 weeks ago, didn't it? Manchester United making that bid of £45 million plus £10 million in performance-related add-ons. Then another bid went in worth £62.5 million. I think Brentford were really steadfast and stubborn in their approach to this. They had a figure in mind and they said, we are not going to go anywhere below that. And finally, the two clubs have met, and it is a deal worth £71 million. Manchester United will pay an initial fee of £65 million plus £6 million in performance-related add-ons. The initial fee, the £65 million, will be paid in 4 instalments. And that's where the information I was getting was where the crux of this deal was going to be. Manchester United weren't too far away on the overall fee. It was always going to come down to the structure that would suit both Brentford and Manchester United. Because if it had been in like 3 instalments, that probably wouldn't have worked for United on the one hand. But with it being 4 instalments now, they get to spread that cost over 4 periods as opposed to just 3 instalments. So the deal is now agreed. We expect Bryan Mbeumo to have a medical in the coming days, and there is a growing optimism that he will be part of Manchester United's squad for their pre-season tour of the United States, and they take off for that tour on Tuesday.
Let's start with Bryan Mbeumo, Dharmesh, because it feels like there's been a big breakthrough in the last few hours.
We should really file this one under saga, I think, the length of time that this one has taken. The entire transfer window, we have been talking about Bryan Mbeumo's potential move from Brentford to Manchester United. Well, there has been a breakthrough, as you mentioned. Manchester United have agreed a deal with Brentford for Bryan Mbeumo. The deal in total is worth £71 million. So the agreement is for a £65 million initial payment plus £6 million in add-ons. The fixed fee, that's the £65 million, will be paid in 4 instalments. What happens next? Well, Mbeumo is expected to take a medical in the coming days, may even be as soon as this weekend. And all being well, there's now a growing optimism that everything could and should be sorted in time for Mbeumo to be part of the squad that flies out to the United States for the club's pre-season tour, and that is on Tuesdays when they fly out. So Mbeumo on course now to become Manchester United's 3rd signing of the window after Matheus Cunha arrived from Wolves for £62.5 million, and of course Diego Leon, although that one was kind of agreed in January but finalised in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, you sense that could be a big signing for Man United. United already have an out-and-out number 9 in Rasmus Højlund.
Yes.
Does the manager want another one? Or a replacement?
What we should say, first of all, is the focus totally at Manchester United right now is, number 1, completing the deal for Bryan Mbeumo, and then it will move on to player exits to maybe regenerate the squad again later in the window, but they will need to fund that somehow, and that will mean selling players. And we've been speaking about the 5 players that have been told you can delay your return to the training ground while you sort out your future. I'm sure we'll talk about that later on in the show. But the number 9 situation is something that won't go away. We have been talking about it throughout this transfer window, that one of the priority positions for Manchester United was to bring in a number 9. They have explored the conditions for deals on a number of players. Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, Sporting's Victor Gyökeres, who is clearly on his way to Arsenal now, and also Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. I'm told another one to keep an eye on as well, which is a player that Manchester United have had a long-standing interest in, and one we tend to talk about nearly every single transfer window, not just with United but with Arsenal as well. It's Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig. This is an interest that has gone back to the days when Sesko was at RB Salzburg, and I was told then, back in 2022, I think, that it was a longer-term project that Manchester United were looking at with regard to someone like Benjamin Sesko. But to reiterate, again, the focus at the moment, Mbeumo in and some players out.